Thank you and welcome back to the second segment of the show for today. We're talking to Dr. DrLMadu, and he's talking about the impact of immigration on the state of Tennessee, and he has already given us some numbers in reference to the percentage of immigrants and the impact that this percentage is having on the state of Tennessee. And Dr. Madu, let's pick up at during the second segment where we left off and to continue our discussion.
Like I said before, we have about 306,000, immigrants in the whole of the state of Tennessee. Out of this number, about 106,000 are citizens, of the state. And then you have the green card holders and all the rest. And then out of this number, 47% are Latinos. And like I said, when you talk of Latinos, you include those from South America, Argentina, Venezuela, Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, then those from Central America, Honduras, Jamaica, Guyana and all that, then, El Salvador, Nicaragua, all of them. Latinos, 47%.
The Latinos.
Latinos. Then Africans, 8.9% of the, immigrant population, or 27,000 of them, Then Europeans, those from Europe, East and Western Europe, some of them came here from East Germany and all those before. There are about 38,000 of them, about 12%. Then Asians, about 27%, or about 83,000. And when you talk of Asians, you talk of, like I said, Indians, Chinese, Indonesians, Malaysians, Chinese, they're all Asians put together. And out of this, you have 4.8%, according to the last, information census. 4.8% of the population of Tennessee is are immigrants. And the state population of Tennessee is about 6.4 million people, according to the last statistics. 3% of immigrants are registered voters. So you can see the impact that's going to have politically. So out of this number also, you have, when you talk of the children of immigrants, 82% of the children of Hispanic or Latino immigrants are English proficient. 92% of the children of Asian, families are English proficient. 95% of the children of African immigrants are, English proficient. So you can see, the Africans, Latino, the Asians, then the Latinos. And the African immigrants, most of them predominantly come from English-speaking countries. So they're already, used to English as a language. And then also those from Asia, like Indians, Pakistanis, Malaysians, they're also used to English language, rather than the Asian, the Latin American, immigrants' children. Now, the undocumented workers in Tennessee contribute or pay about 175 million in taxes.
$175 million in taxes.
Exactly.
These are the undocumented immigrants.
That's correct.
Folks that we really want to run out of town and don't want to believe that they're taking the jobs away from everybody.
That's correct. They contribute $175 million in taxes to the state of Tennessee. And according to labor statistics, if you have to run all the undocumented workers out of Tennessee, the state will lose about $3.8 billion and also 22,000 workers. So you know how big that is. Now, with the legal immigrants, or everybody put together, in 2010 or 2007 to 10, the purchasing power of the Hispanic population is $6.1 billion, the purchasing power. The purchasing power of the Asian, population was 3.8 billion. The purchasing power of the African immigrants were about 500 million. Now, on business and ownership of business, the Asian community owned about 12,000 businesses, generating a receipt of about 3.5 billion. The Hispanic community had about 9,000 businesses generating receipts of about 1.6 billion. The African community, about 1,000 businesses generating about 500 million. So you can see how much revenue immigration brings to the state.
To the state.
Okay.
It brings more than it takes out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then the 141 million that foreign students bring into the economy here. So you can see that, you know, it's a win-win for both sides, both the government and the immigrants, both legal and illegal, you know. So that can tell you the politics of immigration.
Good.
Now, some people want them to go, but at the same time don't want them to go.
They got a mixed feeling in reference to there's so many of them, but we can't do without them. We need them.
Exactly. That's the contradiction. You know, you think about somebody who has a construction business and say, okay, 80% of those, you know, who work for him are immigrants. Then if you run those 80% away, he doesn't have, you know, a job. There'll be no job creation. You see, so business people see it that way, and that's the problem in really dealing with it, because those who want it to stop are not those who really making money. Those who are making money don't want it to stop, because that's the way they make money. You know, if somebody's going to pay somebody 50 cents an hour, why get somebody you are going to pay $7 an hour? You see?
Is that the kind of discrepancy that we're talking about when we talk about the wages that these individuals make, Dr. Madu?
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Because a lot of them who cross the border, you know, so to speak, quote, illegally, they will accept anything to work, to pay their bills and send money back to their family. You know, whether they're in El Salvador, or Nicaragua, or Mexico, or whatever, or Honduras. So they don't really necessarily mind how much they are paid, as far as they are paid some. You know, so that's an advantage to employers. And think about those who have vegetables and all this to pick in California, in Texas. They need some people to do that work. And those who did that work before are not willing to do that now.
Yeah, and especially for those prices. Now, it's hard to get an American out into a vegetable field for 25 or 35 cents an hour.
That's correct.
Yeah,
that's correct. So that's the problem. So if those, you know, they can get to pay them below minimum wage, can't do the work, then there's nothing.
Dr. Madu, let us take this short commercial break, and we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break.